Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of High Point Hello. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by the head coach of the High Point baseball team, Craig Cozart. Cozy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, Boom.
So, Coach, let me start with this. How are you and your family doing during this time?
We're doing great, honestly. Everybody's staying healthy, fortunately. I have 3 teenage sons. So they get their schoolwork done online, and then we work out at home. And all 3 of them love baseball, so we do something baseball related every afternoon. So I'm very fortunate that my wife handles the academic side if they have any issues or concerns there, and then I get to play with them in the afternoon and do the baseball thing. So I get my baseball fix every day, which I'm probably a lot different than a lot of people out there from that standpoint. So honestly, it's been great family time, and miss the guys, miss the team, miss my coaching staff, and miss the competition. But honestly, it's been a really nice time with having all 3 of my boys back under one roof again.
Walk me through the Cozart family workouts. Walk me through what's going on with that, because you said you have your wife helping with the academics, but then they have their own personal trainer basically, and you're a beast of a man. So walk me through kind of the home workout situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're fortunate that we have a basement that has we have full weight room, and I built a squat rack and a chin up rack outside the basement, and we get after it. We use our strength conditioning plan that Coach Brian Roller here at High Point University has put together, and we get after it. So it gets pretty competitive down there. I'm just about the smallest male in the house nowadays, believe it or not. So it's good. We're fortunate, like I said, to have a dedicated weight room at the house. So our guys haven't missed any time. My boys specifically haven't missed any time from a development standpoint.
Well, that's awesome. And we'll get to the season that was. I know it was a short one, but I'm sure you haven't had a spring like this in a long time, because I know what a role baseball plays in your life. So kind of walk us through what this time has been. And there goes my clock.
I see that.
Walk us through how this time has been, and kind of your thoughts on the season now that you've had a little bit of time to think about
it. Yeah. I mean, thoughts turn to the guys, especially the 6 seniors. And to have a special group of guys like they were, not be able to see things through and finish out their career the way they deserve to, and to be honored by our program was really hard and disappointing. We felt like our team was starting to make really good strides on the field. We went through a real tough stretch as far as competition was concerned, but our guys were playing well. We were figuring out the roles, especially within the pitching staff, and things were starting to come together, and we were really excited to start conference play. And literally the day before we started conference play is when the season was finally canceled. So I think that we talked to our guys about it and said, hey, there are no guarantees in life, and moments are fleeting. So make sure that you value that much more the opportunities that you have in front of you, and then also that life will go on and they'll be successful. The guys that won't be coming back, Harrison Smith, Garrett Letchworth, and Muhammad Eid, those guys have been great representatives of the program, and they're going to be extremely successful. Harrison Smith and Garrett Letchworth already have their master's degree. They both have jobs already. Muhammad Eid's going to go to law school. So those guys are special, and they're going to be missed. But you know what? They're resilient, and they've already started to focus on the next phase of their life.
And how exciting is that for you as a coach when you find out stuff like that? You know that the season's coming to an end, but these guys already have plans for the future and are ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's just things that you hope they take away from their time and their experiences here at High Point University, especially within the program. You try to help these guys figure out ultimately what they are as men. We tell the parents that, you know what, you've set a foundation for them. And now it's our job to put the finishing touches on that. And so hopefully they take a lot of the experiences that they've had within the program, have a better understanding of what their strengths are as individuals and how they can distinguish themselves out in the world and go out and make this world a better place because they're in it and impacting it.
When you look back at the season, like you said, it was early. With the early season, you guys were trying to kind of figure out, what your identity was, what you were going to do. What's your biggest takeaway? What are you most proud of when you look back at the season?
I think that we challenged our guys with our schedule. And this team showed signs of having a really special mentality. We saw some guys come out and do some unexpected things. And we started to see the development of the depth of our team. So I think that we were most proud of the fact that our guys stayed with the process. They believed in what our program stood for from a development standpoint. We played tough road games. We played some tough home series. And we were literally building a tremendous amount of momentum heading into conference play. And we felt like this year we had a chance to legitimately compete for the championship, both regular season as well as conference tournament. And we definitely feel that way for 2021 as well.
What have you been doing as a coach to kind of stay busy during this time? What kind of day-to-day baseball coach things have you been able to do during this time to kind of keep yourself busy?
Well, what we did as a coaching staff is we kind of divided up the team amongst our coaching staff, and we touched base with those guys a couple times a week, not knowing exactly how the online learning was going to go. We needed to be sure that they were in touch with their professors, that they needed to be successful academically, still touching base. We'll just make sure that, they're in a good place with their families, with the health of their families surrounding them, and seeing what types of resources they had to be able to keep themselves developing from a physical standpoint. Because, when you can't get to a gym back home, then you have to kind of make things up. And it was neat to see guys building their own squat racks and developing their own ways to stay consistent with the strength and conditioning aspect. So that was part of it. Then as we transitioned out of the academic semester, then we turned our attention toward what we needed our guys and what our guys are going to be able to do this summer. And we met with Coach Roller, our strength coach, yesterday to put together a very specific program for our pitchers and our catchers, movement-based, development-based during this time. And then, of course, you have to plan their throwing programs as they head into the fall. Our Coach Marlin and Coach Laws have continued to recruit. That's been a very crazy scenario with guys transferring, with seniors returning, guys going into the transfer portal. And they've continued to do a great job with that. We've gotten some very nice 2021 commitments in just the last week. So it's hard to do that when you can't get kids on campus and, you set up Zoom meetings or Skype meetings or whatever it might be. But they've done a heck of a job to keep that process rolling and to keep the program moving forward. So, you just adapt and adjust. And this will be experiences that we learn from and look back on and say, hey, we figured some things out and we took some things from this that really helped our program move forward.
That's great. So staying busy, it sounds like a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
You talked about academics, and you guys definitely had some academic success this semester. Harrison Smith named to the Big South Academic Team and named the
Scholar Athlete
of the Year. Thank you. Easy for me to say. That's what I was trying to say. I forgot the name of it. But yes,
you can't even spell that.
I would never get that award. I'm not very smart. But we know that. But yeah, Harrison Smith, Scholar Athlete of the Year. In a time as crazy as this, what does that mean to you for one of your guys to win that award?
Yeah, first time in program history, really a tremendous accomplishment for a guy that's extremely well-rounded. You know, he was one of our favorite guys. He'd come to the field every day, had a smile on his face. It seemed like, you know, that given day was the best day of his life. We knew what we were going to get from him in the classroom. You know, had a huge impact on people around him from an academic standpoint and the standards that he set. And then, of course, you know, he was our Friday night guy. He was having a special year on the mound. So, you know, he's going to be terribly missed. But again, it really embodies what a student athlete is. So very proud of him for getting that award. Tremendously dedicated, very consistent human being. I think that's a huge compliment is, you know, you know what you're going to get from him in every aspect. As a coach, that's a really comforting thing to know.
So, Coach, we thank you so much for answering all our questions. I have one more for you. And also,
Okay.
wish congratulations again to Harrison Smith. Like you said, unbelievable. We have some guys coming back to join High Point Baseball. They were seniors. They had the spring season shortened. They got eligibility from the NCAA, and they are coming back. Tell us a little bit more about who the Panthers are welcoming back for the next year.
Yeah, so with our 6 seniors, you know, Garrett Letchworth, as we said, Muhammad Eid and Harrison Smith not returning. We are really excited to get Joe Johnson, Gray Little, and Ryan Russell back. You know, Joe Johnson, obviously a guy that impacts us in a variety of ways because he's one of our rotation arms, can play in the outfield and has been a middle of the order bat for us for several years now. Gray Little, the monster that he is, back into the bullpen, and is a tremendous leader for our pitching staff just through his work ethic and the way he goes about his business and really hones his craft. It's a luxury to have him back, especially when we do have a lot of guys coming back that need to make big jumps that were freshmen this year. And I guess technically we freshmen again next year, but incoming, you know, our incoming class has some talented arms as well. That he's going to really be able to impact. And then, you know, Ryan Russell, a guy that's been patrolling center field for us for the last 2 years, you know, has bounced around in the lineup, but has always been a, you know, very competitive stick for us, and really grew into being kind of an emotional leader for us this year. We're proud to have all 3 of those guys back, and proud that they wanted to come back and return, and that they valued their experiences here enough that they wanted to come out and do it for one more year. So they'll be very pivotal and vital for us coming into the 2021 season.
Well, Coach, that's good news. You know, obviously, like we've talked about, not the way anyone thought the season was going to go, and it did get cut short, but it is probably the earliest you've ever thought about the next season in the spring, but a lot to look forward to in 2021.
Very much so. No doubt about it.
Well, Coach, you're the man. Thank you so much for stopping in and letting us check in with you.
Absolutely. You're the man, though, Boom. So keep it going. We miss you.
I miss you, too. I'll see you soon.
All right. See you, bud.
See ya.